we will discover, who is Kevin David Mitnick. Kevin David Mitnick was born August 6, 1963, is an American computer security consultant, author, and convicted hacker. He is best known for his high-profile 1995 arrest and 5 years in prison for various computer and communications-related crimes. Mitnick's pursuit, arrest, trial, and sentence, along with the associated journalism, books, and films, were all controversial. He now runs the security firm Mitnick Security Consulting. He is also the chief hacking officer and part owner of the security awareness training company KnowBe4, as well as an active advisory board member at Zimperium, a firm that develops a mobile intrusion prevention system. Early life and education. Mitnick was born in Van Nuys, California, on August 6 in 1963. He grew up in Los Angeles and attended James Monroe High School in Los Angeles, California, during which time he became an amateur radio operator, and chose the nickname Condor after watching the movie 3 Days of the Condor. He was later enrolled at Los Angeles Pierce College and USC for a time. He worked as a receptionist for Stevens Wise Temple. Careers in computer hacking. At age 12, Mitnick got a bus driver to tell him where he could buy his own ticket punch for a school project, and was then able to ride any bus in the greater LA area using unused transfer slips he found in a dumpster next to the bus company garage. Mitnick first gained unauthorized access to a computer network in 1979, at 16, when a friend gave him the phone number for the Arkansas, the computer system that Digital Equipment Corporation, DEC, used for developing its RSTS, operating system software. He broke into DEC's computer network and copied the company's software, a crime for which he was charged and convicted in 1988. He was sentenced to 12 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. Near the end of his supervised release, Mitnick hacked into Pacific Bell voicemail computers. After a warrant was issued for his arrest, Mitnick fled, becoming a fugitive for 2.5 years. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, Mitnick gained unauthorized access to dozens of computer networks while he was a fugitive. He used cloned cellular phones to hide his location and, among other things, copied valuable, proprietary software from some of the country's largest cellular telephone and computer companies. Mitnick also intercepted and stole computer passwords, altered computer networks, and broke into and read private emails. Arrest, conviction, and incarceration for Kevin. Supporters from 2600 magazine distributed free Kevin bumper stickers. After a well-publicized pursuit, the FBI arrested Mitnick on February 15, 1995, at his apartment in Raleigh, North Carolina, on federal offenses related to a 2.5-year period of computer hacking, which included computer and wire fraud. He was found with cloned cellular phones, more than 100 cloned cellular phone codes, and multiple pieces of false identification. In December 1997, the Yahoo website was hacked, displaying a message calling for Mitnick's release. According to the message, all recent visitors of Yahoo's website had been infected with a computer worm that would wreak havoc on Christmas Day unless Mitnick was released. Yahoo dismissed the claims as a hoax and said that the worm was non-existent. Mitnick was charged with wire fraud, 14 counts. possession of unauthorized access devices, 8 counts, interception of wire or electronic communications, unauthorized access to a federal computer, and causing damage to a computer. Mitnick was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, but it was not used as evidence at his trial. In 1999, Mitnick pleaded guilty to 4 counts of wire fraud, 2 counts of computer fraud, and 1 count of illegally intercepting a wire communication, as part of a plea agreement, before the United States District Court for the Central District of California, in Los Angeles. He was sentenced to 46 months in prison plus 22 months for violating the terms of his 1989 supervised release sentence for computer fraud. He admitted to violating the terms of supervised release by hacking into Pacific Bell, voicemail and other systems, and to associating with known computer hackers. In this case, co-defendant Louis DePayne. Mitnick served 5 years in prison, 4.5 years pre-trial, and 8 months in solitary confinement because, according to Mitnick, law enforcement officials convinced a judge that he had the ability to start a nuclear war by whistling into a payphone, implying that law enforcement told the judge that he could somehow dial into the NORAD modem via a payphone from prison and communicate with the modem by whistling to launch nuclear missiles. In addition, a number of media outlets reported on the unavailability of kosher meals at the prison where he was incarcerated. He was released on January 21, 2000. During his supervised release, which ended on January 21, 2003, he was initially forbidden to use any communications technology other than a landline telephone. Under the plea deal, Mitnick was also prohibited from profiting from films or books based on his criminal activity for 7 years, under a special judicial Son of Sam Law Variation Act. In December 2001, an FCC judge ruled that Mitnick was sufficiently rehabilitated to possess a federally issued amateur radio license. Mitnick now runs Mitnick Security Consulting, a computer security consultancy, and is part owner of Nobi4. Is provider of an integrated platform for security awareness, training and simulated phishing testing. Controversy. Mitnick's criminal activities, arrest, and trial, along with the associated journalism, were all controversial. Though Mitnick has been convicted of copying software unlawfully, his supporters argue that his punishment was excessive, and that many of the charges against him were fraudulent, and not based on actual losses. In his 2002 book, The Art of Deception, Mitnick states that he compromised computers solely by using passwords and codes that he gained by social engineering. He claims he did not use software programs or hacking tools for cracking passwords or otherwise exploiting computer or phone security. John Markoff and Satomu Shimomura, who had both been part of the pursuit of Mitnick, wrote the book Takedown about Mitnick's capture. The case against Mitnick tested the new laws that had been enacted for dealing with computer crime, and it raised public awareness of security involving networked computers. The controversy remains, however, and the Mitnick story is often cited today as an example of the influence that newspapers and other media outlets can have on law enforcement personnel. Consulting versus Mitnick. Since 2000, Mitnick has been a paid security consultant, public speaker, and author. He does security consulting performs penetration testing services, and teaches social engineering classes to companies and government agencies. His company, Mitnick Security Consulting, is based in Las Vegas, Nevada, where he currently resides. This is summary of Kevin David Mitnick, and we will make another documentary for famous hackers and technology. So thank you for your joining us.